G-force -1 to 8 times normal and fly at speeds from 110 miles per hour up to 700 miles per hour. All of the maneuvers you will see here today demonstrate the capabilities in the tactical arena and are employed every day during combat and training flight.
He done it all. Even 1,000
General Electric 404 fan engines. Spooling up to their maximum power, they produce over 36,000.
ඔන්න බඩු කමින්. පුකන්න දෙනවද කෙටක් ගාලා?
What the fuck is that guy doing?
ඔන්න දරපඩ ඕංගා යරුද?
දරපඩ.
ඔන්න සුදු වෙන්න සුදු මල්ලකට
එන්න අපි අල්ලලා යන්න.
You're listening to the Wings and Waves Air Show on AM 1230 WSSB. New Smyrna Beach and Daytona Beach.
The sound came from there.
Fuck did it go?
Call sign Dango performing a vertical reversal, setting up for the demonstration of the incredible thrust-to-weight ratio of the F-A-18.
Where the fuck did he
As
go?
the component comes back in and reaches their show center, will pitch up through the vertical and execute a maneuver developed in World War I by Max Immelman, known as the Immelman turn. With a great power-to-weight ratio on the F-A-18, Dangle will execute the double Immelman, which will be a half loop followed by a half roll, and another half loop followed by another half roll, topping out at over 5,000 feet above the ground. During the maneuver, the pilot will be subjected to 6 times the force of gravity. This demonstration illustrates the incredible pitch authority and vertical maneuverability of the F-A-18. All Navy pilots undergo a grueling 2 years of flight training before earning their Wings of Gold. Lieutenant Barnett earned his Wings of Gold from Naval Air Station Kingsville, Texas in November of 2004. Since then, Lieutenant Barnett has accrued over 1,600 flight hours, including more than 1,400 hours in the
Once you lose it, you can't get it back.
Huh?
Once you lose it, you can't get it back.
Aboard Navy aircraft carriers, and he has accumulated 352 day and night arrested landing. Working with the special effects department of this Wings and Waves extravaganza, putting a little vapor barrier out as he approaches the speed of sound off the wings of the F-A-18.
I can't take it.
After one Immelman complete, he'll continue to climb. He'll continue to execute the half-flipping maneuver. He will be in the inverted flight position, and once stabilized, he will roll right back to the right side up position. Next, he'll be setting up for the minimum radius turn. Remember, when you saw the World War I biplane and triplane, I told you about, even back then, tight turning was an advantage. Dangle will now be demonstrating the FA-18's extremely tight turning radius, whether in a dogfight or while trying to avoid surface-to-air missiles. The ability of the Hornet to turn around in a very tight space gives it a tremendous tactical advantage. Get ready now, the Hornet minimum radius turn. If you can't turn tight, you can't fight. Lieutenant Dangle will execute this 8G sustained tight turn in about 1 minute. If you were riding with Dangle, you would be asleep by now. One unique characteristic all Navy aircraft must possess is the ability to land on an aircraft at sea with a moving and sometimes pitching flight depth. Navy and Marine pilots are trained to hit the landing area with pinpoint accuracy in what is not so much as a landing as it is a controlled crash. Approaching at 175 miles per hour, the pilot flies a descending turn to a 3/4 mile final approach point.
This
speed
body's
allows
wheels
only
down, man.
about 15 seconds to precisely adjust the flight path in order to touch down in an area not much larger than your driveway. You'll notice as the Hornet approaches from your right that the gear will be down, the tail hook will be extended, the flaps will be down. It is the tail hook. Lieutenant Barnett will now be setting up to perform a repositioning maneuver to align his aircraft with the show line. He will then reach the show center just over the Known's authority and ability of the FA-18 to point at an adversary aircraft. In a very short break, change direction horizontal flight path to straight up. It is this ability combined with the awesome arsenal of air-to-air weapons that make the FA-18 a world-class fighter that is feared worldwide. From your right, Lieutenant Barnett and the pitch great demo. While exceptional speed is great, slow speed also has highlight the exceptional slow speed capabilities of the FA-18. The Hornet is famous for its ability to fly slower than other comparable fighters. The FA-18 Hornet remains completely controllable through the use of 2 flight control computers. Pass is the vernacular of a test pilot or an aeronautical engineer to denote the angle from the nose to the tail in relation to the horizon where the sea meets the sky out in front of you. From your left, at minimum speed, approximately 110 knots of ground speed, the high alpha pass. Any other adversary would be forced to fly around you. Once that happened, you merely hit the afterburner. You're on maneuver, Lieutenant Barnett will demonstrate the technique used by every Navy and Marine pilot to slow their aircraft and prepare for the landing. The Hornet will approach at 500 feet. Shown center, which of course will be simulated today. In a runway environment, you would notice that the aircraft doesn't flare prior to touchdown, but is flown onto a normal runway without slowing the rate of descent. Configuration. Lieutenant Barnett will then reposition the FA-18 for the high-speed photo pass. Maneuvering out over a ship at sea or over a runway, approaching from your left, you saw the airplane do a high G turn. The power came back to idle. In that nearly knife-edge flight configuration, the speed bleeds off very quickly down to the speed where the gear, flaps, and tailhook can be extended. And then the simulated approach to a carrier, a pitching, rolling deck at sea. Come on, come on. Feel it, feel it. Come on, come on. Feel it, feel it. Feel it. The maintenance crew for today's demonstration are A.D.
50 minutes mga video.
Arnold Redinson from San Diego, California, and AME2 Brian Gibson from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Lieutenant Barnett and the VFA 106 Hornet demo team would like to thank first and foremost the people serving in the nation's armed forces. The city of Daytona Beach and the great state of Florida for the opportunity to fly and perform here today. On behalf of the United States Navy, Commander Strike Fighter Squadron Wing Atlantic, the commanding officer of Strike Fighter Squadron 106, we thank you for allowing us to demonstrate the FA